Please state your name and what year you started at Pakuranga College.
My name is Lillian Royal.
My name is Jessica Royal.
My name's Christine Gillies.
And I started at Pakuranga College in 2020, and I am in my third year right now, year 11.
And I went to Pakuranga College in 1992 to halfway through 1997.
I was there from 1973 till 1976.
What was your high school experience like at Pakuranga College?
On the whole, I enjoyed it. I wasn't a very academic student, but I just always tried my best, and I enjoyed social time at school and my friends and stuff like that.
My experience has been interesting, definitely with COVID in the mix. For me, I really did not like lockdown. Yeah, and I struggled. I didn't get some work done. That also, to be honest, in class as well.
I had a great time at school. I had some really good friends. Most of my teachers liked me. It was a great time. Pretty cool years, to be honest. I didn't have any issues.
What was the uniform like when you were attending?
A tunic, light green and white check, short sleeves, and Roman sandals, brown or black only. And a tie.
I'm wearing the skirt, which I don't really like, definitely with the button and the zip at the back and having to turn it around. So I would prefer the pants that they have. I like this newer blouse rather than the old one that has the sleeves that come up to like 3/4 kind of sleeves, which I really didn't like because I couldn't really move my elbows around and my arms around really well.
So we had a red tartan skirt, which traditionally had to be below the knee, but just quietly roll it up before you left home. And then we had a white polo and a green jumper. And then in the winter time, we were allowed to wear clear tights or green tights. And if you wore green tights, you looked a bit like a Christmas tree.
What subjects were available for you?
I'd say probably similar to what you have. There was no discrimination. Anyone could, boy or girl, could take whatever subject they liked. Though you were always sort of persuaded to take feminist subjects. You're always encouraged that girls would take home economics or the clothing, and I certainly was. There was one boy in my typing class. There were no boys in our home ec class at all.
There were obviously subjects that were more male-dominated and more female-dominated, but there were no restrictions on what subjects we could take and couldn't take.
Did being a female impact your learning in any way?
I don't think so. I think we were all pretty much given opportunities the same. I remember PE, there was girls and boys were separated, we were never together. And socially we weren't, we were allowed to mix together and things like that. But no, I don't think so. I think it was equal opportunities for all. But I know other people earlier on that were there before me probably had a different experience to that.
I don't believe it did. I don't think so.
What were the strengths and weaknesses of attending Pakuranga College in the 70s?
I wouldn't say there was anything bad or good that I can think of just that influenced me. It was just, it was just a nice part of my life.
I mean, I like that there's a lot of good teachers there. I like my teachers, the people that go there, like all my friends. Usually it's easy to get around, but not when there's all the construction and the new bathrooms. That's a good thing that they're adding all the new bathrooms, because the other ones are not good, and with all the people drawing everywhere.
I think I was quite lucky in there weren't particularly... The only struggle I think I had was the learning style. And when you've got a class as big as we had back then, which was probably 28 to 30, you can't teach every student the way that they learn. It just, you have to teach them to a curriculum, you have to teach them to a, however you need to, and sometimes that works for some people and sometimes it doesn't. And it wasn't until I was a bit older that I realised that, especially with mathematics and things, I just learned a different way.
Did you ever get into trouble at school?
I was an angel for third form. In fourth form, I discovered that I could muck around and not too many consequences. And unfortunately, by the time I got to fifth form, I hadn't really stopped mucking around. I got a few detentions, and I did get into trouble for writing on desks. We had old wooden desks, and I decided to carve something in, and I got into trouble. I got caught by my teacher, and one of my besties yelled out, "Busted!" And she got into trouble too, because I'm not sure whether he heard her properly and thought that she might have called him a name. So we had to sit outside his class sanding desks at lunchtime.
What was your school ball like?
Our school ball was really cool. We had it at the same venue as you have it now. And we all got dressed up. I got my hair done. We got our nails done. I went with a friend at the time, and his dad had a Jag, and so he escorted us to the ball and that. But yeah, we just had a really cool time. It was just a really fun night where we all got a chance to dress up and make an effort, which was really cool.
Alright, in all honesty, when I heard the word ball, I was like thinking of all the things that my grandmother told me, like this huge fancy room with like like ballroom dancing, and I was freaking out because, oh my god, I don't know how to do all that stuff. And then I got there, and it's like this really, I wouldn't say modern, but it's like more teenage like school dance, and it was really nice, really relaxed, and everyone is just nice to each other and looking fabulous.
So if I were to compare this to like, I don't know, a ball from like the 70s or something, I mean, obviously there's a clear difference, much more modern. We have more modern music. I don't think the 70s had rave music playing very often. They'd be like slow dancing to Elvis or something, kind of boring, but that's okay. And now we have phones too, so everyone's like sharing everything everywhere. And that really helps get the experience out. Everyone knows what's up. There's all sorts of representation you'd see. Men wearing skirts, women wearing suits, anyone wearing anything that, if we're being honest, you would not see in the 70s. It's a great time. It's quite nice. And the best couple was, in fact, if I remember correctly, won by a lesbian couple. That was great.